Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And that fixing it together piece is the most crucial part of why we do what we do. It's why we watch the videos, we have the conversations, because we've got to bring up a New York police member who was just killed by two criminals who have been let out by the justice system with a gun that shouldn't have existed in New York, according to Mayor Adams and Kathy Hochul, because the legislation says it can't. Felons, like the level of just irritation and irresponsibility, which is getting people killed. And then you have the responses from the left as well. We're going to get into all of it. This one I need you to watch and send out. And there's so much. I got to do 2 videos on this throughout the day. Everything will be linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this one. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on if you not only want to talk about what's going on, but do something to fix it. And this content today is made possible by a sponsor, Ammo Squared. Now, this is an interesting company. You're talking about a 401k for your ammo needs. You can squirrel away money at your designation to have it stored in an account to execute whenever you want for your caliber preferences, for your stock preferences, whatever you want. It happens at the click of a button. This is a really interesting thing. Check them out. They're on Instagram. You can find all the information you want about them, but it's Ammo Squared, and it's truly an innovation in our space. It's worth a check. Anyway, let's get into this because, guys, genuinely, the policies of gun controllers get people killed. When you partner gun controlling policies, which infringe upon the right of the legal, and then you pair that with a DA justice system which does not hold people accountable, you get a hellhole tyranny that you are witnessing day by day, story by story. I'm trying to couch this with a impact level because people who vote blue and vote Democrat and vote gun control for safety are not being provided safety. They are handing their rights as a currency, and they are getting nothing in return but a request for more rights. Let me just walk you through this, okay? This is just absolutely insane, and this is the first of 2 today on this because it is insane what the left's response is. Hundreds to mourn fallen NYPD officer Jonathan Diller at Long Island Wake. Now, he was killed during a traffic stop earlier this week. And the first thing, before I get into the criminals and show you all the data that you need to know, which again completely disproves New York's gun control that's working so well in sensitive places where guns can't exist, they have to deploy the National Guard to get no guns in a place where guns can't exist, according to the legislature. Anyway, another thing. Check this out. Actions speak louder than words sometimes. A Trump campaign spokesperson says the Queens-born Republican was moved by the invitation to attend Diller's memorial. A spokesman for Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, who will come into the next video, something important later on, said only Blakeman discussed Trump's attendance with the former president early this week. So here's something from the AP. This was released about an hour ago as of the filming of this video. Trump will attend the wake of a slain New York police officer as he goes after Biden over crime. Well, I mean, good Lord, it's kind of obvious. You would think if Biden wanted to dispel the issue of crime not being a thing, as they've said, he would probably, go and have some sort of face appearance and say, hey, we are really sorry this happened. You know, something like he does with everything else, like the border, like every other shooting, like anything you can imagine that's a photo op. Yeah, well, here's what Biden's going to do. Listen to this. Trump's visit coincides with a major Democratic fundraiser in Manhattan Thursday, headlined by President Joe Biden and former Presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. So they'll actually be there. But listen. Adams, who is the mayor, said Thursday morning that Biden called to offer his condolences to the slain officer's family and that he would relay the message when he attends the wake later. So as of the filming of this video, Biden has called the family. Mayor Adams is going to make sure to say Biden is really sorry too. Biden's not going. Trump is going to go. I mean, take policies out of it. I'm just saying. But anyway, let's continue. Let's get to the part which is really going to cook your grits here. These are the suspects that happened in a gun control state, New York, in a gun control city, in a place where sensitive places should have been in effect, where guns cannot happen. Yeah. The first of 2 suspects has been charged and held without bail in the killing of NYPD officer Jonathan Diller during a traffic stop in Queens. Diller, 31, who lived in Massapequa, I can't say that word. I never can. Massapequa Park. Yeah, that place. And his wife, Stephanie, and nearly 1-year-old son joined the NYPD in February of 2021. This guy joined in February 20. That's after COVID. That's after the defunding the police. That's after all of the just demoralizing of that entire department. Okay, that's a thing. Both our suspects arrested in his murder have lengthy criminal records. Okay, let me show you this first. This is the driver. Lindy Jones, 14 prior arrests. Oh. He served 10 years in prison for attempted murder and robbery. Attempted murder and robbery, released in 2013. In April of 2023, so that is almost a year ago, possession of a loaded firearm, and he was set free on a $75,000 bail attempt. Bail. Okay. Felon, had gun, let out on bail again after a prior conviction and serving time. Okay. Does that vibe? No, it doesn't. And by the way, the gun that we're talking about was a defaced firearm, and they're calling it a ghost gun. You know what that means? That means a criminal took a gun that they are not allowed to have and then scrubbed out the serial number with a file, and they're calling that a ghost gun. No, that's a legal firearm that was defaced by a criminal, which then had no serial number, which is also a federal crime, in order to utilize it, perpetrating more crime. Still waiting on the point where guns are the problem. Anyway, maybe it evolved that serial number off. Let's continue, though. Maybe there's more. There is. Prosecutors obtained a search warrant for the SUV as they build their case against Jones and Rivera. And that is when a second gun was found during the search of the vehicle. Wow. 2 guns with 2 felons in New York? That's impossible. Now a cop with a young family is dead. Great job, New York justice system. Records show Rivera has been arrested by the NYPD 21 times. Wow! 9 of them felonies. He was released from prison in September of 2021 after serving nearly 5 years for criminal sale of a controlled substance. Previously, spent 3 years in state prison for 2011 assault and was released in October. So we had 14 arrests with one of them, 21 arrests with another. You want to tell me it's a gun? A young cop is dead. A 1-year-old child is not going to know his father. A wife is now widowed. And you're sitting here telling me that it's the gun's fault that it exists, it grinded its own serial number off, and it let itself out of prison for a 14 arrest and 21, both of which were violent felonies? Where's your answer? Don't worry, Biden's not going to go to the wake. Trump is, though. Guys, you cannot make this more clear. The policies of the leftist gun controllers in gun control states are failing people. They are making criminals allowed to be out on the street over and over and over and over again with no consequences at the consequence of public safety, not the criminal's freedom. And people are actively dying. We've seen how many times? Chicago, I believe the woman's name was Ella French. That was a cop who died from a criminal. These guys, how many times do we need to see it? But don't worry, the gun did all of these things by themselves. The gun was again arrested 15 or 14 times in one case and also arrested 21 times in another. They served their own time, the gun did, but then the gun got out, had some more tattoos on its arm. Then it scrubbed its own serial number off, just waiting for the ridiculous nature of our stupidity to go away and realize that an inanimate object is not what's causing these problems. I'm going to do a second video on this tonight. I'm going to show you more of what the state of New York is doing, both pro-gun and anti-gun in both scenarios. But I hope you send this one out, and I really hope I landed that plane because this has to stop. That's all I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.